in A minor or because symphonies tend to be in a very suspenseful type of tone, if you will. And so God is saying there's a prophetic symphony underway because so many things are happening. There's so many things taking place in the earth realm. And what God is doing is he's saying, I'm not just saying one thing. I'm on A flat, and then the other things that have to now harmonize with what I'm saying. And oftentimes we think God is saying one thing, but there are multiple messages wrapped up in a season. So if you're thinking that the answer is just one answer, or the problem is just one problem, you'll be shocked and you'll be tricked. But there are multiple elements that are underway, and God is saying, listen and watch, because there's a drama that's underway. Every symphony has a story behind it. It has a story that it's trying to tell. And right now where we are, when it comes to the earth and in the earth realm and in the world, we're at a place where it's very critical in the history of the world. It's not just critical in the history of the world, but it's the most historic time, I would call the most historic time in the existence of the earth, because now we're coming to the culmination of it all, and God has allowed us to be alive during the time of the culmination of it all. It's no coincidence that at this time we're just entering into Rosh Hashanah, and Rosh Hashanah is not just one day, or God's New Year is not just celebrated in one day, but it's a time frame over the span of about 2 to 3 weeks. And so what we're going to see, so-called coincidentally, are multiple things that are going to happen over the span of the next 2.5 weeks. Why? Because God is saying the symphony is underway and the drama is about to go down. It's a funny thing that even the book of Nahum talks about the Lord being a stronghold in the time and in the day of trouble. I'm here to let you know that we have hit the day of trouble. But don't be afraid, Zion, because God already set a stronghold in the region of Atlanta, the most populated, one of the most populated regions throughout the country and throughout the world. Well, now, one of the things that tells you about the commerce of a region is the level of activity of the airport. And so now Huntsville Airport is the most active, the busiest in the whole wide world. So that says to me that if you live in this region, you live in a very active region. You live in a region not only that's active, it's like Ephesus. It's the epicenter of a lot of things spiritual and religious. In other words, God's got his eye on your region. But given that God's got his eye on your region, there are a lot of things underway in this region. And we have now, over the span of about 2.5 weeks, you're going to see some things happen. I want you to stop controlling folks. I came to offend your way of doing things. I came to offend your way of life. He said, even Herod, I came to offend your government. Well, the season that we're living in, what you're going to see is over the next 2.5 weeks, a lot of stuff take place. One of the things that's going to happen, you're going to recognize you need Jesus. Tell somebody, this ain't time to be playing church no more. All that junk was for them. Because God was winking at it then, but he ain't winking no more. You're going to need some power. Come on, in the day of trouble. But tell somebody, God has already positioned me a stronghold. You see, let me say this quickly. What God gives prophets to do is to assess atmospheres and to analyze the atmospheres. And the one thing that I recognize is from last year to this year, stronghold ain't the same, y'all. This is not the same church. I was here last year, and I recognize the spirit that was in this place last year. Y'all wasn't at the level that you at now, baby, because you done been through some fire. God, you done been through some low places where you felt like you wasn't gonna make it. But baby, let me hear, oh God, I want to tell you one thing. What God has done is he's produced another degree of anointing in this house. Not just in this house, but on the leaders of this house. Oh God, great God. Even if you're not a member here, if you're behind, if your narrow hips are sitting on these pews, the power of God is going to hit you too. Because you dare to step up in here. Oh God, great God. What God is saying is he ain't playing with the devil. And he's going to use your belly to pour down strongholds. So what God will do is he will dangle you at the edge of your mind. Feel like you ain't gonna make it. You got to cry